All right, these are my last few games. I gotta talk Pats. All right, here's what I'm gonna say about the Patriots. The Patriots' privilege is completely showing from a fan base standpoint. I live in the Patriot Nation. I live in Maine. Because I'm from Detroit, because I lived in a lot of media markets, the Philadelphia media market, we'll talk about Philly, lived in New York. I lived on the East Coast. I've come up on the East Coast, but I grew up in the Midwest. The Midwest media market is not as oppressive. It's not like on you, but we're also spread out and we have a little Midwest hospitality, if you will, about how we engage with our teams. And because the Lions think traditionally, how mad are we going to be? Okay, Coach, but your point, my point about the Patriots is that you guys are okay. You guys are acting like Bill Belichick blows. And you also are acting like it was Tom Brady that made Bill Belichick. There's something called a marriage, and when that marriage comes together and it's good, people just love to be around you, love to be at the games, love to see the highlights, love to even hear Bill Callis' voice over the interviews, because why? The marriage that existed between the two. And that marriage was a good marriage. Dominated football for a decade plus. Who does that? You've seen more victories, Patriot Nation, than I think any of the fan base in the past 20 years. And the fact that you guys just have very little patience for what they're developing over there, you lost it. It's almost like, oh no, we didn't lose a generational, life-changing Hall of Fame quarterback who, by the way, won a Super Bowl in his 40s and is still playing. And we're not even going to talk about Tommy Brady and Tampa Bay today, but it's one of those thoughts what did you expect this to look like? Just a slide? This Patriot team is competitive every week they show up. They're developing new talent every week. They are putting pieces together that they don't probably want, but it's the pieces to get them to the space that they want to be in. And out of all teams, out of all fan bases, you got the best coach in the world. The best coach in the world, Craig. And you over here calling up the Mannix brothers, the Big Jab, tweets, mad about Mac Jones not being able to get it done yet. Mad that they've replaced an offensive coordinator with Patricia. Now, whatever you feel about that, that's call in and feel about that. But then if he gets it right in time, which I believe he will, is all unnecessary. That's my point. You're playing a Green Bay team with Mr. Rogers, who's the only thing on the squad, balling, trying to put his team together because they don't have a lot of pieces either. They're playing nondescript football too, because all of the pieces of these ball clubs that glued them together is not there. So they're trying to manufacture the element, the chemistry, whatever it is to glue the team together and perform at a high level. And every win, you might find the glue and you might not. I still do not think Green Bay has found their glue. But they won, so it's also easier to say, hey, they don't have their glue, but they 3-1. The Pats, here's what I'll say about the Pats. With a third-string quarterback, you were competitive with one of the best quarterbacks in the market. And yet, we're down. Are you down because of your record? Or are you down because you're losing? Because, yeah, you're losing, but you're losing in a competitive nature that you know at any of those games you lost, you could have won. And you're also breaking in a new quarterback that Cam gapped out. However you feel about Cam, they didn't win that year, but I don't think it was intended. It was to gap it out, to develop some people around him, to get the next quarterback ready. And he's here. But then you get Hoyer. He goes out and shows up. And then you get Zappy and he shows up. And now Bill Belichick still stinks? Or does he have an idea of what he's going to need to be competitive in the NFL? Does he have an idea on what he needs to develop his new offensive coordinator, his new offensive staff and defensive staff? This man is replacing a full staff and he's replacing a generational quarterback? And we don't have any grace for that in New England? How does that happen? I thought New England was pinkies up. How did we get here? Anyway, shout out to the Patriots. Y'all balled out with the third string quarterback who's hurt, who came back. Like, come on. The controversy about the losing Patriots is overdue. Give this man some grace to figure it out with what all he's turned over. Jeez.